What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the build series. Today we're hopping into the forks of all things. When I bought the bike, I noticed that the forks had a lot of play in the lower side of them and figured this was a good opportunity to rebuild those, knock something else off the list so we can keep the ball rolling. So without further ado, so one thing definitely needs to be done is need to pull this caliper off out of our way. Next up, we need to get the wheel out of our way. And right now I've got my scissor jack just slightly up, enough to bring the pressure off of the wheel. So, see if I can break this thing loose. Same deal, break this pinch bolt loose. Ring the bell a couple times. Oh, this nut is like jammed up. Catch a good finger on that, we'll replace that. Ta-da! It's actually not as gunked as I thought it was. That's cool. Got a spacer. Yep. Should have a little tiny spacer in this one. And I do. I always like to put things back in place, even if I've done it however many times. I find it helpful when I got a pile of bolts and nuts and washers next to me anyway. Alright, we're going to get to this wheel a little bit later. Just remember, I do want to remove this rotor. Alright, there, I like to crack these loose. So, our fork bolts, our fork socket, fork nut, fork cap. I feel like Bubba Gump, talking about shrimp, except I'm just throwing fork in front of everything. Just having a forking day, man. One of my favorite things about these that make life a little easier is just turning them around, and then the drain screw right here. But I do need a Phillips head screwdriver. Let's see, there's one screw put to the side. Just going to lean it down so it's kind of toward our drain pan. Very close. Almost too much, it's almost too much buildup. I feel like I'm cranking like a jack in the box. Whew. Some like to just put these on a bench and pull these out. I like to pull them out here because it's my best leverage, I think. I want to release these for a couple reasons. One, if there is any more fork oil in there, it'll drain out. And two, I don't like to clamp these in a vise or anything, or try to fight it on a table when I can use the pinch bolts to hold it in place better. Come on out of there. Boom. This is scary because ain't no working on this side. Well, unfortunately, this one, the right fork, it's not stripped, but it's definitely close. I need to get a good look in there, so I am going to slide this one off and get it out of the way so we can assess it. So we got these pinch bolts here. Just take I think it's a T45 if I'm correct. These things are also in here. Just make sure you put some good pressure on them when you're turning. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll lower this thing out. Okay, so we got one of the forks. I think I chose the easier one, the left side. So we'll start taking this apart. That was the easiest I've ever pulled one out of there. Oh yeah, good deal. It's been a minute, but I believe I'm missing something, so a bushing maybe. I do recall maybe something else being on here before, so I'm gonna figure out how to get this out of here. I feel like I'm just gonna have to start picking at it and find a way to pry it and see where we can get. So while the other one's sitting to the side while I figure out how to get that seal out of there, I decided I would take a look inside this one. Then I think I'll have to drill it out and do like an easy out. Well, I think where we left off last was I used the screw extractor and that broke inside the bolt. It's always a good one when you break the tool that you're trying to use to get something out, and generally when that happens you can't use another tool like that. So after a lot of hemming and hawing, going back and forth, taking a minute to breathe and look at it, cursing at it, I ended up basically I drilled out the whole bolt head. I didn't feel like putting a lot of that on camera, so you just have to listen to the story. I just kept going up a size, up a size, up a size until I got about to the bolt head diameter. I drilled that out and boom, everything popped out like it should. The fun part was when I had, this much bolt sticking out from here, I could remove it by hand at that point. After I did that too, I took that fork tube that had that seal and washer stuck in it because, again, this sits here. It's one of these bushings. I think you have two. You're supposed to have this, and this is what would remove that washer and seal. So after I handled that bolt, basically came over here, took this, and I was able to just wedge that seal right out. The washer came right out with it. So we're ready to go for the next part, which basically is just cleaning these up a bit, making sure everything looks good, starting to put some fresh parts on, and then we can put it all back together. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I have a bunch of replacement parts. I might as well just use everything I can. Looks like everything is here. Alright, so we're about ready to start putting this thing together. Got a couple pieces ready to go, ready to flow. Drop this through. Spring coming out with it. Oh, come on now. You're so close. There you are. Pop this cap on, or foot, whatever you want to call it. Definitely has a technical name somewhere. From there, I have a washer. I'm just going to slide on with this somewhere. Right here. It has a flat side and a rounded side. I generally put it down. Put my little booty back on here. Slide this guy through. Got just a little 6mm Allen bolt, new copper washer. Should be able to get in here and start cranking it on. Now that that's in there, I'm going to just clean these up one more time. Myself a little dab on my seal. Seal, you had an open side, a closed side. You want that to go down. But I'm going to just get a little bit on the outside, a little bit underneath, a little bit on top. Set it to the side, do the same thing. Just run a little bit on the fork itself. And then run some on the plastic itself. And then I'm going to come through, start my seal, let that come all the way down. And then, little fun part, you got your fork seal driver. Give it a couple whacks. And there we are. Not sure if I can get it on camera, but there's a little ridge in here. Like this little spring clip goes in, and generally you can feed most of it down by hand, if not all of it. Sometimes you might just need to use like a flathead or something to give it a little bit of inspiration to get in its home that we want it to be. And there we are. We are clipped in. It's not going anywhere. Put my drain plug back in. Don't go overboard with it. Just give yourself a little bit of push down and turn so you don't strip anything. From here, I need to put this seal in here. Same deal. I'm just going to put this bag over it. I'm going to put just a little bit of fork oil in here. Just to give it a little bit of inspiration coming down. And then I might try these caps I bought. I'm just not exactly sure if I like them or not yet. Turn this around, give it a couple packs. So let's see, I'm going to take this cap, I'm going to beat it in place too. I was trying to find a place to film me filling the fluid with, or putting the fluid in the fork. I've got manual for these, calls for 10.6 ounces. So that's what we're going to put in here. Also, it's like I think 5 or 6 and some inches down from the top as well, if you need to measure it. I usually just put what the manual tells me, and then just get that fluid to make its way into the bottom. Springs are, you want this side down, this side up. Spacers are cut. One thing, it's a little bit of burring that gets on them. I usually just pick it off. O-ring wise, while we're over here. Let me see if I can get us in a good spot. I'll pick this one off, toss it out of the way, find where I put my new O-rings right here, brand new package. Push it on, get it in its place, throw my washer in here. Put this spacer through. Just remembered my light was loose. Put my cap on. Definitely not my preferred method, but I'm going to deal with it. So that worked. Yeah, since these aren't pinched all the way, basically once I try to get to a point of trying to torque them, all that's going to happen is it's just going to spin the fork tube around until those are pinched in place, looking good. Alright, so the upper fork pinch bolts, says 25 to 30. I'm going to split the difference and just hit them at 27.5. And that's that one. Well, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video here. I wanted to get the wheel back on, but I still need to take the rotor off. I don't want to make these videos too long, and I have a feeling that I'm guesstimating, but I'm between 12 to 18 minutes by the time all this is done, edited, cuts, so on and so forth. I really wanted to keep them within the 15-minute mark, so let's see where we hit by the time I'm done editing. With that said, it's about time to grab the list because the forks are done. Forks are done. While we got our list, we'll take a quick peek. So from here, soon I'll have that rotor off. I'll cross that off. Maybe on the next episode we'll cross it off in the beginning for once. New fluids, I'm not going to do a video for the fluids. I'm just going to put them in. We'll do the same thing. We'll cross it off at the beginning of the next episode. It'll be an added bonus. We do have the mid controls and primary. I'm just going to button up the primary for now and run with the forward controls. That way I can test ride it as is and see if there's any bugs that need to be worked through. If everything goes well, once I send the tins off to paint, I will do a video with the primary. I'm not even going to get into that. Just be ready for that. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Do the thing. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment. Have a great week. Peace.